Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. I probably shouldn't say that because, well, I took a break for a little while, but I'm back! Yes! I can't be very happy today because yesterday United were knocked out of the FA Cup. For all intents and purposes, it was a pretty good game. It was an exciting game throughout, back and forth. Both teams had chances. Poor defending on both sides allowed for some great attacking play, and overall it was a very exciting game. For us Manchester United supporters, it was a pretty dark day. Because let's face it, the FA Cup was pretty much our only chance of getting silverware this season, and it's gone now. Yeah. I mean, let's recap the goals, shall we? The first one was Arsenal scored, and that sucked. The defense completely collapsed. I mean, Valencia's drifting in all the way to, like, the left back position, even though he was playing right back. Nobody was covering the left wing. It was very much a, what are you doing? This should be simple kind of moment. But nothing taken away from Arsenal. They played phenomenally. The footwork of the Ox getting it in there, very well played out, and there's nothing I can take away from Arsenal from that. It was 1-0, deservedly so to Arsenal. But then Rooney comes back and absolutely dominates. I mean, that was one of my favorite things about the game, was that Van Gaal's playing him as a striker now, and it paid off because guess what? He scored a goal. And it was a great goal too, because the ball was sent in, he was able to get into space and poke it beyond Szczesny with his head. Great goal. I mean, it definitely set the place alive. I was fist pumping like crazy. The game was on at that point. You could tell 1-1, the game was on. A blunder by Valencia doing a pass back to De Gea. Now, it's no secret United has been relying heavily on the defense passing it back to De Gea this season. It's something that LVG has instilled, and it's just how he plays the game. Well, we've been doing it so much, of course something was going to give. Of course one of the times the player was going to make a mistake and the opponent was going to pounce on it. It just really sucks that it was A, Arsenal, a good team, B, an FA Cup quarter-final, so you can't get that back, and D, it was Danny Welbeck of all people. Former Red, former United boy. De Gea did what he could and rushed out and tried to get the ball after the shite back pass from Valencia, but Welbeck was able to pounce on it quicker, got around him, and that was that. It was really one of those things where it was like, oh, and the fact that it was Danny Welbeck made it hurt so much more. I mean, he celebrated, and rightly so. Louis van Gaal shipped him out this summer because he doesn't score enough goals. I was against it. It was one of those things where I didn't want Welbeck to go, and here is exactly why. He came back and bit United in the ass hard, knocking us out of our only chance of silverware at home. It was like the worst thing that could have happened. Moving on to the final moments of madness, and they all had to do with Angel Di Maria. First, he dove like a bitch. I don't want my players to do that, and unfortunately Januzaj is doing that as well, which sucks. I mean, that's just a personal preference for me, a guy who believes that you shouldn't dive. He dives, the ref rightly books him, and then he like pushes the ref. He grabs the back of the shirt and like starts pulling on the ref and be like, yo, hey, what gives? And it's like, dude, you dove, that's what gives. It was one of the stupidest things I've ever seen any Manchester United player do, and I saw Canton a kung fu kick a Crystal Palace fan. It's right up there in my opinion, especially because we were losing to Arsenal at home in the FA Cup. It just compounded the problems for United. It was just one of those things where you're like, dude, WTF, man? What are you doing, man? So basically after that, I mean, United pushed hard. They tried to score. They did everything they could. But in the end, I mean, it really was the death knell. We still had the never say die attitude that is synonymous with Manchester United. We played till the final minute and we did everything we could to win that game. It was just two stupid moments of madness that cost us. So basically what we have to look forward to is getting in the Champions League positions, the top 4 of the Premier League, hopefully top 3. That's the number one priority. That's the only priority, really. I mean, what are we supposed to do, you know? It was one of those things where it really hurt because it was Danny Welbeck who scored and basically given LVG the 2 fingers up, you know, saying, hey, bro, you made a mistake. Di Maria hasn't given us enough positivity and too much negativity, but as it stands, the league is all we got. Anyway, what did you think of the FA Cup quarterfinal against Arsenal? What do you think is going to happen with the Premier League and Manchester United? Let me know in the comments below, yo! And also leave a like on the video, tell me you want more of this, and also subscribe so you can keep getting more of this, and I'll see you later.